we're studying a disease, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, which is mainly a disease of children, but we're looking from the adult perspective, and in that arena it's got very poor outcomes. People tend to relapse, and in that setting it's very difficult to treat. But recently, over the past few years, there's a new technology called CAR-T, which has really revolutionised the treatment, especially of paediatric acute lymphoblastic leukemia, but not so much for adults. So what we're trying to do is alter the way the sort of microenvironment of the tumour is made up, to try to optimise the way the CAR-T cells work, to try to improve the way they kill the leukemia cells. My ordinary job before I went out of practice, I'm a medical doctor, but a long time I'd wanted to do a PhD, because sort of quite a lot of encouragement anyway when you're a junior doctor to think about research. And so the really nice thing about it is that you can dedicate your time to something that you're really interested in. Not that I'm not being interested in being a junior doctor, but you know, often you get lots of things that you don't necessarily want to do as a junior doctor. But now I'm like committed to reading about leukemia, designing experiments, doing experiments. And I think to start off with, I really felt really lost. But once a bit of momentum's now behind my project, I'm absolutely loving sort of going in, doing the bench work, doing all the reading. So I've discovered that after a bit of a slow start, I'm really, really loving it. I've actually most recently found the most difficult thing is that when I started my PhD, I was literally I was reading everything, I was sort of absorbing all this literature about my kind of niche area of leukemia treatment. And now I've started doing the experiments. That's so novel to me, because it's not really something I've done before, that I've kind of struggling to find that balance between doing the reading, doing the experimentation, but I guess it's all part of the learning process. The City of London Centre, there's lots of nice things about it. It's not the reason I applied to be at the City of London, but I think the association with CRUK is great, because it's a really nice charity. Obviously it's really professional, big charity, really well branded. So you see it everywhere and you think, oh, that's great, I'm associated with them. And also on the other side of that is they're really obviously committed to funding research, even in tough times during the pandemic. And the other thing that's quite nice about CRUK is there's this emphasis on engagement as well as just actual research, and I think that's a nice thing to be kind of pushed towards, because it's not something I'd ever really thought of. And then my project was going in this direction, which brought us into a collaboration with another group at a different university. So it's really nice to share their ideas, their materials, and that's really helped my project move forward over the last couple of months. So outside of the lab, my time is mainly made up of looking after my 1-year-old baby. So it generally involves trying to stop her jumping off things and sort of clapping wooden animals together and stuff like that. So actually coming into the lab is probably the more relaxing part of my day. But being at home with the baby doesn't give much time for anything else, but it's fantastic fun. So that is definitely what I do outside of the lab.